We are the CyberCats, team 5436, part of FRC. I think we did fairly well. Last year was our first year. We had a little rough start last year, but this year we definitely came back and we definitely pushed through. And I cannot be more proud of our team. Well, I actually went to Worlds with the Atombots, but my favorite for the CyberCats was our Waterford competition. I made myself honorary team mascot, so I had shields and a cape and everything. My favorite thing about First is that we are all a family, and you can be yourself, you can be silly, and everyone just accepts it. Our team, we have people that are better at certain things, so they focus on the different aspects. Mine is CAD, which is the computer-aided design. But I have been known to help out wherever people need help. But the people with multi-talents are definitely an asset, and with that we can focus. I am our CAD leader, which means I keep track and I keep people on task in the design aspect, where making the 3D model of our robot before we actually build it. So we make sure it works together, make sure there's nothing colliding, and fabrication of parts just becomes a lot easier because we can print out the parts list or the parts sheet and just directly cut it into aluminum. Every year it can be difficult to decide on a design, especially because you only have 6 weeks to do all of it. But despite our struggles, we did get through it and we did do very well. Every year, all teams tend to struggle with scheduling and making sure everything fits, making sure they get everything done in a timely fashion. But there are some nights where we are there till 10, 11 at night, and then working and making sure this robot gets done. And we definitely made sure last year we cut it really close with like minutes to spare. This time we cut it with hours to spare. All right, so every year we come up with a name for our robot, right? This year's game was medieval themes. So we decided on something kind of Renaissance-y called Excalibur, which is the sword. But halfway through the season, we're starting to use calipers to do everything, and someone's just like, got it. You know what? We're changing it from Excalibur, we're making it Excalibur. And then from then on, it just became a joke, and it finally ended up on our robot during competition season.
I am the programmer, the head programmer. That means I'm in charge of assigning programming tasks and eventually taking all the little fragments of code and compiling them into the working part of the robot. And it's mostly visibly seen through the controls, and we have it set up so that we can make it do some things autonomously if we want it to. So this trigger here would make it go forwards, which in this case is towards the intake. This one makes it go backwards, which is towards the direction that it fires in. This stick here turns it around, and this fires it. And then this shifts gears, because we have that. And then on the secondary controller, we have, this moves the arm up and down. This runs the intake motors. This runs the intake motors in reverse. And this switches the cameras. And then this one, we used to have a climbing mechanism, but we have to take that off. And this was responsible for controlling it. At the start, I put in like about 15 hours a week because we were taking care of the basic programming that all robots need, which is basically setting up the wheels and all of the drive controls, and then setting up the router so we could actually communicate with it. And then there was a break because we had to wait for the robot to be made. And then it was like probably 25 hours a week just trying to work out all of the bugs and add a couple new features and work out more bugs. It's definitely given me experience, mostly on how to fix small bugs, because that's mostly what a lot of things are, is you get your Grandmaster program and that happens within like the first week or so, and pretty much everything else is bug fixes, because there will be a lot of them.